Hey guys, welcome back. This is the 21st tutorial in a multiplayer game and we'll be fixing up the bugs. So let's take out this from here, that trace. We're at our load map function. We don't need this object loop. The reason why the character did not appear above or below the objects is because the characters are actually loaded inside the movie clip called Avatar MC. And we we don't really need it to be inside this movie clip. So first one thing, let's just say all depth is equal to mgt data object depth. And then all we need to do, this movie clip right here won't be necessary anymore. This blank movie clip called Avatar MC won't really be necessary. So just scroll up to set up my avatar where there's Avatar MC. So just double click this and press this magnifying glass here to find this icon and find what Avatar MC, put it as match case and replace with underscore root. Replace all and that will replace it. Let's see if there are any errors without formatting. Press this tick to check the syntax and there are no errors. So now if we try to run this, it will work. So I'm connecting as Bob, host server, new map, or the test. So map test is selected and I've connected and log in. So he logs in and we see that his depth swaps. The reason why it swaps after he's halfway through is because his midpoint is here, but we want the midpoint to be down there. Also, in setup my avatar, when we attach this movie clip, the value for the depth is 9,900 999,000. So we may need to wait. There's also something in user variable update. On user variables update, we actually want to change this number as well to 5 nines. That's 9,999. That will be the depth. That may appear above. Just instead of 9, that's 8. So 4 nines and 1 8. Let's just look to see if there's one more. So kind of find a string and swap depths with that. Next, we want to go into library, open up the GUI folder inside avatars and go inside avatar, select everything here and just align it so that the character underneath the character is the corner point for the character. That'll be where his X and Y is. So when he joins the game, well, error after error, bug after bug. Oh, I forgot. We need to define this object loop, and I've mistakenly deleted it completely. So copy this object loop, paste it below, and let's try. Well, that's actually the thing with programs like this. It takes a lot of brainstorming and a lot of frustration and stress and tinkering. So let's go into the editor. What? It's still saving. Okay, it's done. Post, test, select, join. For some reason, it just swaps away with the entire map and the avatar, and that's a problem. Well, actually, the character is still there, but the only thing that seems to be the problem is the follower. Because if we log in right now, you won't actually see him, but according to where he was on your map, just press view, make sure the magnification is equal to show all. So if we squeeze in like this, we can see he's below there. So if we go up, he's here and he still has his depth values. The only thing that seems to be the problem is the VCAM. But let's try uh, I think it's probably to do with the depths. So set up my avatar, make his depth smaller than this, something like that. And the same is variable update. This has a lot of things to do with tinkering, but the main problem itself is swap depths. But once we take that out, the vcam will be there, but just the objects will appear above it, and that's not what we want. So it just flashes on and then comes off. Probably needs to get the highest depth. So a thing we can do after we just make a function after set up my avatar. No, we make it an unused variables update. Before that, let's just say trace. We want to check to see if this function is actually being called or if the problem is in set up my avatar itself. Nope, it's in set up my avatar. So when we set up the avatar, somehow it swaps depth, which replaces this over here. Well, the most suitable thing to do in this case is take out the swap depth from here, since that code actually replaces it. So delete that from there, and after we set up my avatar, I say root.attach movie, then we say root dot follower dot swap depths, and the target will be 99,999. So of course this will have to decrease something like 9,999, and up in user variable change. So if we test this now, it loads, and we can move around in front of objects or behind them. So now, but what you'd realize, if we leave the server, the objects are still there. That's because after we close the connection, oh, we no longer need this object loop. So delete this, and where we have load map, this unenter frame equal to object loop, remove that as well. So when we say function close connection, we also want to clear objects. So just copy this function called clear objects, paste it below load map, and for close connection, right before we make the follower remove its movie clip, we want to clear objects. So if we test this, then that really does not. You can see we don't need the object loop, and if we leave the server, it removes everything. We also need to remove this character because he will still be able to move around. So go up into, I think, I'm not sure, I'm looking for it. Clean avatars. There's a function called clean avatars. Let's find this. So click this and click find next. Function clean avatars root.mc.remove move clip. So that should work if it's not equal to the player. Well, before it looked like the objects actually didn't have to be cleared again because they were inside a movie clip called attach movie. So where there's clean avatar, I think we need to call this function again. So when we close connection after we clear the objects or before, we can clean avatars, clear object, and remove that. Go to title. So let's use Bob. This time let's create a new map. No, let's just test it. Well, Bob seems to still be there. And you can still move him. After looking over at this clean avatar function, it looks like if the movie clip is not equal to the player, so if the movie clip is not player, then clean avatar. And this is necessary for its certain purposes. So after we clean avatars, let's call one more function. We'll make it function clean or remove player. Remove, not remove. And we'll just say for var this empty string that in root, if MC is equal to the player remove. Or we just don't need to say this at all. So just root.mc that remove movie clip and call this function remove players. So copy this and under instead of having it as clean avatars, we'll remove players. So it's moved, it's gone. Finally. This is the thing about these type of games. The more you fix things, the more bugs form, and this is why we spend so many time doing this. There's a bug in my game right now, Terrarium, that's been there for about 5 months now that I can't seem to fix, so I've just left that alone. So yeah, I've stopped working on that project. So let's just make a map. I'll just make final map. While we're doing this, we'll look out for other bugs. I keep deleting it. Let's just save this. Go back to menu, post. So this is our character. These are all the objects. We can go behind or in front of them. And now that we have this down, instead of going straight to collision, we work on the other objects. We may need an object loop which will check for collision soon, but after this we work on clients joining the server. What the clients will do, so everything works there unless you found a bug. That if you find a bug, the best way to show it will be to make a video of it and show me. So set it up and do that. um Clients, since they are not the host, they will send a message to the host for map information. Then if the host sees that message, the host will send. So first thing we're going to do, into the client, send message to host for map information. Then we go into the post and send all map information, which will be the width of the map, height, x, y, and all the objects. Then when the host sends these things, the client in turn reads all the data and sets the map to look similar to it, which we'll call all the functions for those things after. So we can say, if it's clients, call a function called ask for data. That would be a function. Just remember, we are still commenting on these things. So ask for data. When he receives that instruction, send data. And then the client will add no read data, which reading the data will make his map do those different things. That's how we're going to do it in the next episode, which will be episode 22. And after that we'll go to collision. The collision episode may be the last, unless you request something else, but that's it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.